on the second month, 6th day, 2025. I'm looking out here is just a great big old strand of electrics out here fueling huge storms that are impacting Western Australia and Northern Territories. We have Talia out here, which is being manipulated to continue to just go out to sea. But the weather that's coming for you guys here is coming from here. And they're making a system I call the Lando cane. And I think Windy is lying about the totals. I have to say it. I think they're lying about it. So I'm going to go over what I see about to occur here. That's going to be based on images like this, the electromagnetic frequency signatures of some EMF beams. And we did have a bit of a space weather event, but a space weather event ain't going to cause these exact shapes that I'm going to mark out for you. Yeah, we a very small ejection off the backside of the sun, because some things can naturally occur and interfere with imagery chips. Surprisingly, almost all of the NASA worldview has this part of Australia is not showing at all. And so I had to go other places to get that imagery. And so what I want to do here is kind of roll through what this beam is and how far away it went. So I'm going to hit the roll on this to give you guys a timestamp, so in case you're that curious. So you can see the CMA didn't hit here, and these beams lasted a long time. It's not just a quick pop of the atmosphere. So there's some areas that I'm very concerned about seismically, like because of a beam yesterday and all, like Japan down here in the southern parts, Pappy and that through here as this swept through. Yeah, it's a big blasters. This your ship's involved in this one that I'll show you. I haven't seen this super darn fire its beam in a long time. Been about 3 days, and I've been watching for this one. And I wonder if that fire in Hobart and the one down here has damaged those devices. So what I want to do now is get this back to the same timestamp I have each one on, so I could do the zooms. Alright, so let's do that and get this the 12 o'clock image. That is what I had on the other one. Alright, so we got them all pretty much synchronized here. Now I got that at 2 o'clock on the 6th, so let's make sure we got these the same, because one of them's going to show more of the planet. And the other one's going to be more localized over Australia, so I'm going to get these dates to mix. There. So that'll be the same image on 2 screens, okay? And so the first one I'm going to do is mark this one. And based on these markings is how I'm going to determine the flows, because this is moving the rivers of moisture, the jet streams, or whatever you want to call it. This track in here, right, goes that way. This motion here is currently coming like this. This is coming down like this. This is moving like this. Now locally, now get rid of those. Yeah, it just shows you something fast. You have to make that a little thicker. Too thick. Give me a moment here. How about we try number 5? Yeah, I'll go with 5. Right. So, out here, you've got quite a few devices. This one here did a beam out. That's too thick. Sorry again, folks. I have to do that again. 3. That one went like that. I like the red. I'm going to have to use a color that's different than what they've got. I've had a device down here fire that way, this way, another one from up here. Yeah, this one here is fired. See it down here? So these water starts to move towards the open end of the cones. See this big here? That's centered right there. Right here. Is that your that place where they detonated the nuclear bomb out there on Australia? So see the pulse right here off the coast of these islands of the Philippines? Right here. See that? What did that is a ship right here, and it's pulsing, and its main pulse hit that ripple in the atmosphere, controlling the flow down and in. And here's where they're making the center. You can actually start to see it starting to turn. It's why I'm not agreeing with these totals that are saying it's just up here that's getting it. I'm not agreeing with that at all. I don't think it's coming like this. And what's coming to get you guys? She's coming like that. So the cattle country up here, the cows, well, if you don't open some of these pastures up, you're going to lose them. These animals get up even shin deep in water and get their hooves have problems. We whammed just seeing a call. Some of these animals. Now out here in this storm here, they've actually got this in a V here, right? This is being pushed. Just keep panning that beam. Move the beam, then move the beam, then move the beam, and you end up with the storm there, and then the storm there, and the storm there. And they could do that by just panning it or holding both sides while storm's in it, and then moving the beams along. And that's what's going on here, and this is fucking off. This one here is also, they've hit it this side of the storm. I don't know if you can see that or not. Right here in the center, it went to this side of the eye, right? And this is a very fairly large blast, and that is also go in that direction. So I see these as no threat to land at all. You got a bit of action coming here over the next few days, giving them some rains, but it looks like the main stuff is just for New Caledonia and some of like Port Vila and stuff. You're going to have some fair heavy showers and stuff. See this beam that came up the coast here? I dare say you're not done yet. I might have rolled the word void by accident. Yes, geoengineering needs to be avoid. Void the Paris Agreement. Well, that was very random. Yes, it was. So, back to this. Yeah, this is a complicated beam setup through here, as they've closed off the flow through here. There's no flow at all. I get a closer up image. I hadn't even checked to see if the video's running yet. I've gone on for 20-30 minutes before without checking. So let me do that now. It's running. Oops, I just dropped my phone. I'll do that so I can see comments. So let's mark this up for you. It's a very complicated setup. What they did here. There's a lot of beams went on to shut these off. Like the next threads over here, which is Despensar Airport, Bali, and this over here. These are shut. If I do this, that means that those corridors of flow are shut. So it brings the energy up over the islands and forces flow through here and forces flow through here. And without the Venturi effects of that flow sucking stuff in and back up, or sucking into that and bringing it out. Yeah, sucking it right on off. I just said that, but I didn't mean it like that, but I do now. Let's void this Paris Agreement, you know, like if we change the laws then we won. We'll change the laws and we won. Lots of multiple beams here. You got V's, a V. Yeah, these are symbols. Like when a beam comes out, it goes bzzz, right, with all the little rays in it. Well, that'll be going on out there. And you see here, curve, curve. Now, the overall shape to this is very interesting. Like this. They did a V. Let's see if we can mark this in a place you can see it. They did a V down like this, a V up like this, and then a pulse from an island out like this. So it creates a curve, really, because you got that going on, and that got filled up, and that got filled up. But that didn't happen in that spot. I'm just using this as like a whiteboard to show you how they did this beam. How did they get this curve out here in the tropics that shows it really well in this other image here, if I go back a few moments in time. Out here, these flows over through Siam are very important to control the flow that goes from the Indian Ocean to the Pacific. And if you could stop that flow, you can make it go inland, make a scoop. And right over here they've scooped. Right? He did out here. You see that beam is still not there, but you still got a beam. There's no way that a solar mass ejection from the sun is going to sustain that type of condensation uh, with just a quick beam blast. Look at this here. There's more actions of ships out at sea. They might not even know they're beaming stuff, you know. They could be panning stuff in the back door of the computer that's obviously in the next red here. See you, I see you. Yeah, yes, and it's going to lead to a terrible situation. And that the worst part about it is even apps like this, premium ones, don't always show you what's going on. And I'm not 100% sure what's located here, but she did a big blast, and I haven't gone and looked yet. I might do that right this minute. So bear with if it slows down. What we got over here? Oh, this has got a lot of stuff capable. Yeah, which one do you want to go to? This Jordan here? Hi, I see you. And the Jordan that was there is a better image of it is here. Have they taken everything? Let's see. Boy, that's just the receiver in. Some images different. We got this one's here. It's got a lot of stuff here. I call this the boost base. You might call it Alice Springs. This is the rabbit hole place. This is Alice. So don't tell me they ain't got devices here. Yeah, they got some interesting ones out here, like this big radar here. Yeah, this big radar could do quite a lot. See the curve on that? It's got panels on it. You had one of those down in Blenheim, New Zealand. I had a picture of. And boy, can that fry the atmosphere. Boy, can that fry it. There was a lot of stuff out here. A lot of undisclosed things, and I know that's capable. But the location I'm seeing is a little more to the west, more toward here. It's also possible there's a mobile device. All I know is I see its signature in the cloud. That's just an X-rad radar that you guys kind of get used to seeing. Let's change the year. Hi! You get a golf ball going here. Here it is right here. The big fryer. Yep. I see something's going on right there. That can beam that direction. There's so many devices out there now in mobile radar platforms. You know, you got boost trucks, you know. Mobile NextRad radar. You got stuff like this. These trucks. You pull one of these up, you come down your old road. You could come, that could just come right down your road and the rapid X pole and pull your ass. You get in the old pole. Yeah, that would research that gave verifying I'm human. Well, who verifies if it's a robot or not? I don't know. All I know is that's that. Oh, it keeps doing that. Oh, I know why. Because I made my screen too big. Yeah, you got mobile radar trucks. You got some great big blasters like this thing here. Radar systems that scan the skies for microwave. Look at that thing. It just raises up and blasts you. Bzzz, getting fried. So, you know, you got homework to do if you're really curious about that. Look how when two beams intersect, the kind of pattern they can get. Or like that curve I was just recently showing you. This is NWS Slidewell radar is moving like a bowel. I think they were moving its location, but if you do two beams over each other, that'll do. This looks like each one being constructed. Yeah, right here. See that there? So they just put them together. You don't know exactly what's in there. I know it ain't a popcorn maker, even though the skies sometimes look like that. Oh, I was passing that to somebody. If you'd like to support my work and help out with what I do and the time I give, or find it of value, or want me to have better equipment and stuff, I'll be happy to use it for that. So please feel I invite you to participate in that. So there are devices out there that can be in other locations, is my point. And some of them are very, very large. I know Israel sold a system that for over the horizon radar that are on the back, flatbed trucks, and the whole bed of the truck is that. So what I'm going to do now is go through it. I want to show something to begin with. Windy is again doing like what it did for that Townsville Can corridor. It's showing one total, and then right before I go live, it changes that. So I'm going to show that now. Okay, here's what they say is going to happen now. I'm going to give you the full line to the 20th axis. And I made a post on my wall that shows a different pattern on this. And so I'm fairly disagreeing with this because of those beams. And until I see otherwise, I'm not going to say otherwise. Well, as you can see down here, it's 6:55 this morning, which is 2 hours ago almost. This is the path they say the storm is taking, which pretty much matches what I just showed you coming through here with these beams, right? Those corridors that were created. And when I go over to sat view, I can see the corridors created. So I'm going to read that now. I'm going to show you guys what I see in the haze, or the differences in the plasma, or plasmoid condensates in this case, if you want to get sciencey on it, right? And a storm that done fucked up, right? Look, beam, 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 beam. Where do you think the water's going? Right like that. When I come over here to this side, I had that and that going on, which was bringing a storm line kind of here. However, when I look closer, I said, wait a minute, you got a pulse out here, right, going inland from the military grounds located somewhere out here, and it's gone two directions, right? Yeah, boo, that one, and I took pictures of it, is doing something. It's made the steps. You know that step move I talk about? That's going along that side there. And the step move is here. So they're moving some water between here right now. I'm not sure what direction they're sending it yet. Yeah. So you could have some action coming over that way, just seeing that alone. You know, to find the imagery. And then I look over here and I see this. Right? This right here. I'm not going to look at all the fires today. My hand ain't ready for it. See that? It's a big swat. Big swat. And that's going to separate the dynamics of the south of these lines and north of this lines. And make this its own flow line. So you get some afternoon pop-up stuff along in this corridor here. I'm going to know why. I'll increase it to that. So that gives you a little bit of a rainfall along the Bruce and this and that. And the Bruce all around in many places up north is took some terrible infrastructure hits. Now another thing I see in the haze is this line here, right? So what do we know about condensates? We know they move towards the open ends of the funnels themselves. So where's this water coming? It's coming this way. It's coming that way. It's just what I see here in this cloud image here that I just pulled up now. Wow, look at the bombs here. Boom. That's horrendous, Kim. I'm mighty square there, huh? Ahem. That's one of those ahem clouds. Bit of sand in the air. And over here, the image is not as clear as it should be. So you know you got big blast that came across. Look at it came out of the code. You think that's a naturally occurring cloud formation there, looking like the symbol on John Bonham's drum set? It's a dire maker situation anyhow. There's a black horse that's got replaced the black dog, and well, you see what they do here now? Now all I gotta do is move this line this direction, and all that'll squeeze together and sling it up north. Get rid of this beam here, it'll go right over the top, man. That's a scissors move. So either they're gonna collapse this line south, this one, or they're gonna bring this line north. And either way, it'll bring that cam and all the condensates and everything with it, and could form a very sudden storm line. And I have a big concern about that. You got a radar here. He's gonna know. Because I got all these lines coming towards it in the condensate. Right? The wicked glitch is affecting the clouds. Don't believe everything you see when they show totals like this, then totals like this. And this is what they did for this recent storm. So, like I said before, this is not over in this area yet. Not over. So I think you got quite the time coming for you, actually. So I'm going to roll through what they say is going to happen over the next few days, but the accuracy of their graphs is going to reflect the non-accuracy of that statistic that they just flip-flopped on us. So I'm going to let this run now, and you can see how many more days of fuckery you got. But we got to keep an eye on the total north now. Because most of your action now up here, Townsville and such, is going to come from the west. It's going to hit a beam line that's coming down the coast from Kansas. You see, but you got it like a day or so coming where you won't have the hugenesses, but that ain't gonna last. I believe they're coming for this road corridor here, like I seen about 2 years ago. Was it 2022 when they hit the floods out here, Tennant Creek, Catherine, and all that? So they came for this road corridor, and I gotta say they have swollen streams already to kill the dreams with. And the water's still not done running, so I mean, my heart goes out to those people up there in the far-fucked Queensland, where they've just been geostormed, and they're doing another one, and they're making a Lando cane, it's a very interesting thing to watch them do. I've seen them do it in the wintertime with snowstorms over the Great Plains of the United States, so I recognize the dynamics of the making of this, and I've just seen it done. Okay, so I'm going to stick to my guns and say, you guys, some of you are fucked and go ahead and get in your arcs fairly quickly. And I might tell some, most of you folks are in those areas that are already affected by the flooding in the far north Queensland. You might want to stay in that arc a while. You can send the dove out for the olive branch all you want, but man, it might stop off at the Olive Garden now before it comes home. Garlic bread. Really, well, you serve your own salad at a dinner table at a restaurant, we consider something you tip them for. We're such fools. I didn't cook your own steak on a stone. How you doing out to see that big bubbler coming in off your coast? Yeah, I think it's going to come in a little bit higher. So I'll be watching for the chem and the EMF coming this weekend. So it looks like I got a busy weekend again. Will the sleeplessness ever end? As we're getting towards this money again, some of this action again towards Townsville is going to start getting a bit heavy. Yeah, I don't believe this part here. So this is where I got to disagree with him again, you know. When I say, man, you got some big totals coming, and the graphics they're showing me are not indicating what I'm seeing here, where they've created the flow corridor here. It's right here in front of your eyes. Yeah, well, that ain't going to change very much. The thing sure got to stop her right here when stuff comes in for it to fold around. And it is folding a bit right now. If I go out here and put this on the fast, you'll start to see the circulation. I'll zoom back. See that right there starting to turn? Right here, that whole mass of clouds already starting to turn. It's already scooping all that cam, and boy, are they bombing it up. Bum 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 bum. Look at this crap right here. Boom boom boom. Plum 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 boom boom plum. And you, and it ain't even Christmas, and their presence is in the sky. How many directions of the wind blew off right here? Look at this little crest spot. All right, keep your eyes on that. And I'll get this on YouTube later, so if you want to watch it on a bigger television, and you might have better sound than your phones provide. And please don't let kids watch my shows. I feel embarrassed when I swear, and I don't want kids to hear that I think we're being killed. And with these type things like this, and proving out a gas chamber comes to you every day now. But what do you expect with Operation Paperclip letting all those Nazis go? Look at this right here. Look at this, you got a circle and the squiggles. Another squiggles, look at question mark upside down because people don't get it. Have they drawn something in your sky? Look at this bomb here. I'll show you another one. This one here is one of these where you get a circle, an out, then another one, and out, and another one. A firework. Then boom, and it shoots another one off, and it explodes. And that's yielding that look. You know, each secondary explosion is blown out the cloud created by this big explosion. So it just take an area like that and pop one of them off, and you can get that look real quick. There's another one that's been done over here. Yeah. Over land, over a peaceful population, over a land that you're supposed to be making us all care about, using all lore. And what does lore think about that? See the steps here on the side of this cloud? How do you think they're going to move it? Well, if the V is shaped like that, it has to be truck in that direction, right? That's just how that's going to work. You get a bomb field right there. And all this is the geoengineering or storm seasons. You see the big blast right there? Look in the center of it. Moloch is glancing at you. There's the eyes of the owl. Ooh, is the beak. And the ears. And I see a whole bunch of people that still care. But I want you guys to be safe. So there's some specs I'm going to call out now that you're going to have to get ready. So which map do you want me to use? That would be the big question. Because if I go over here to load this worldview, you'll see just how great the camera is working over the areas we need the most. I'll show you. This just takes a minute to load. Loading. Worldview's not loading. See what I gotta be up against? Hey, it finally came in with the logo. Hallelujah. Okay, she ain't cooperating. Well, go look on Worldview and you'll see. Look at all these cascadings of the cam, bringing all this stuff this direction. And this is squeak. You know when I say that things act like a syringe sometimes? Right? Or hydraulic pistons in a system. Well, that would be the leading edge of a piston right there. And they make another one back here and they pulse this down in waves. Right? This is simultaneous combination right here going off. Where exactly am I? I'm in the city of Cooktown. That's Kansas. And Kansas here. And this is the area of intended fuckery. Again, the Can corridor. Or you should call it the Chem corridor. So let's see exactly with some town names what we got going on here. The geoengineering that's continuing to just absolutely make life very uncomfortable for a lot of people. All right, we got V, we got V, we got V. So that flow goes inland. That's a flow boundary. That goes inland. So you'll get winds on flow boundaries go in both directions, right? Excuse me. They'll go in both directions. Beam. It will go crosswise like this and it makes a toroid. Excuse me. Like this. Towards its emitter. And it'll take that path back and forth towards the next rad itself. So with the V's are out here, I often think you got ships to make that V. Or multiple next rad stations. Like do many other things. Something centered here. We gotta learn to read the clouds. Not very clear air and air over there. The Bowen constrictor is out there operating. I see you. Based on a square, and there's the chemical catalyst needed for the next rad over there, right there. And there's some big things out on that Penis Insula area over there, where the space part is, that I would love to see some ground pictures of. Yeah, ground pictures. See the bomb over here they did over here near New Palmerville? Looking from the ground west, you might have just seen a round cell. But when you look at the top of this thing, you see the chemicals. You see Mr. Squiggles there. You see the fields of bounds, and you see the steps that it takes to cause the moisture flow that's wanted. And once you start learning how to spot that move there, you're going to get a lot better at being able to determine your forecast from looking at images like this. Yeah, you start to see the flow. Wham, wham, slow it down. That's better for you. Bam, 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 bam. There can be bam in you. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, bam, 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 ba, bam, 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 bam. How many directions of the wind? If it's seismically active out here, it could get. They are quake makers. EMF blasted bastards, yeah. It took us way too long to find out, but we found out, and we know they're coming for you guys. And we know you guys got some terrible totals coming, so you're going batting down the hatches through this following area over here. Okay, so I'm going to pull up this image, which I find to be fairly accurate, and look at that. All right, so far the setup is come bringing water in here, and I don't see how it's stopping right at your coast. It's coming in. It's going to gather this moisture and come through it is over here. So here's where I think the path of terribleness is about to occur. And this is going to take about 10 days for this all to complete. If the first 5 days line is probably going to be right through here. Oh, I can't turn that little thing around. She's spinning right here now, okay? And that's gathering and bringing stuff in. So the path coming up is through here. But if I look over here, I see a very definitive line. It's going to be difficult for things to get past, where flows are coming this way away from that. So as this comes in, it's spinning, it's gathering, and it's bringing all the water right through there. You guys having a big bad time through this area in here. Is that where that square is? Cattle country. Get your cattle ready. Get the passages opened up. Whatever you got to do for wildlife. It's not just about your cows, you know. Make sure this stuff is open for all animals. Make sure you got some food put out, because these birds are going to be struggling. You make it high up. Things will run about what? Knee deep? But knee deep for days can kill. Knee deep can drag your car along and swamp you on a road. And I don't see a safe path from Canberra right now all the way to Cairns without you having to stop somewhere. You may have a few days you can go past Mount Isa and scoot way up here and come back. But when you're coming into your local areas around here, a lot of the infrastructure has been destroyed. Geoengineering kills, and I get so tired of having to come on here every day and show you about the geoengineering, like what's impacting these beautiful islands right here. As all this chem is descending over, or these bombs over here just north of Sydney areas, this area here, Tamworth and all that, causing some afternoon showers to pop up. All because of the chem, all because of those microwave popcorn looking machines I showed you a little early on, and all because we allow it. We must say no to solar radiation management. We must say no to blocking the sun, or we're saying no to all the things we love the most. Sunlight, animals, trees, and love itself. Big love, stay safe, peace.